Assalamu alaikum everyone. I just wanted to take a small announcement. Thank you all for coming first of all. We're going to have a prayer inshallah. If anyone's going to be joining us, if it's your wudu, you should inshallah then join us. We have like 5 minutes inshallah, then we're going to do that now. Okay? Alright.
So where do you campus? Hillside campus? So
we have a shirt. Wow.
thank you.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
Oh, that is really loud. Hello everyone, good evening, close soul. It's so lovely to see so many of you here tonight, but also at the same time, It's extremely devastating that we're still here, that we're approaching a year of this genocide, and that the list of martyrs keeps growing. And before we start, I just wanted to say a huge, huge thank you to everyone who's been involved with organising tonight. You've worked so, so hard, and to be honest, so many of you I look up to and admire, and it's truly a beautiful display of solidarity, so thank you so much. Before we begin this evening, just wanted to remind everyone that we're here to remember and respect those who have been martyred during the genocide, during the occupation, that this is an evening for quiet reflection, and after each speaker we politely ask that people don't clap, and that we will be having moments of silence throughout. We'll obviously let you know when those are happening, but just wanted to make you aware that this evening is about that quiet reflection, and that after each speaker we return to that silence to reflect, to mourn and remember. And yes, and then at the end we're hopefully going to try and have a longer silence of 11 minutes to mark 11 months of this genocide. So before we begin, I just want to talk about, I don't know if any of you saw today, some of Rafat Al-Ria's journals that he'd been keeping since the start of this current onslaught. Were released, were publicised by the Electronic Intifada, and there's an excerpt from one of those I just wanted to start with. He said, "My grandmother would tell me to put on a heavy sweater because it would rain, and it would rain. She, like all Palestinian elders, had a unique sense, an understanding of the earth, wind, trees and rain. The elders knew when to pick olives for pickling or oil. I was always envious of that. But I'm sorry, grandmother. We have instead become attuned to the vagaries of war. This heavy guest visits us uninvited, unwelcomed and undesired, perches on our chests and breaths, and then claims the lives of many in the hundreds and thousands." So we're going to begin with a 30-second silence, and then we're going to hear from our first set of speakers who will be reading a piece by the journalist Bisan. So if we could start the first 30-second silence now.
Allow me to explain what genocide is based on my own modest experience. Genocide is not just warplanes in the sky, heavily armed to kill defenseless civilians. Genocide is when these defenseless civilians are being driven from their homes and some survive. They try to flee, to move, and when they leave behind their food, water, belongings, money, and medications. During their flight, the temperature reaches 104 degrees Fahrenheit. There's no transportation because there's no fuel. The occupation prevents any fuel from entering the country. And because the country's cars are broken down and there aren't any mechanics to repair them, you may not even find a donkey-drawn cart because the donkey is tired and dead and the cart owner is killed. So you keep on walking with rubble under your feet.
So you carry on walking with rubble under your feet. You arrive somewhere where you may not find a place, but you set up a tent and next to it there will be sewers. The sewers contain parasites, hepatitis A and malaria. Your child will be infected and the weak little one, who is already fragile, will become dehydrated. You will go to the hospital, but you won't be able to help her because the hospital is overflowing with mutilated people and martyrs. And finally, it will be your turn to be treated. And the doctor will tell you that there is no health provision available because the hospitals have been exhausted for 10 months. He will say, "I'm sorry, I can't treat your child because she's suffering from severe dehydration due to poisoning from dirty and contaminated water. And the virus she has will kill her, after making her so thin that you can see her bones. There's no solution to give, no antibiotics for your child due to the ulcers she has developed due to pollution, and scabies because your child lives on sand. Genocide is a mix of everything that's horrible. Genocide means everything I've just talked about, and with your bare hands, you do a grave for your loved one.
Genocide is when you are hungry and your community can't help you. Our country was poor and besieged before the genocide, but no one died of hunger. No one went to bed hungry. Now people are dying of hunger here every day. On the contrary, it is not normal to go to bed full. Because in this country, there's no one left who can help each other. Survival has become difficult. Death is the easiest thing for us. That's what genocide is. The Israeli occupation is mocking you. It blocks us from the aid that the whole world is supposed to send us in response to the enormous catastrophe currently hitting Gaza. It doesn't give us medicines. It doesn't give us cleaning products. You'll ask, why cleaning products and medicines? I'll tell you that the cleaning product it forbids them. So we can't wash our hands, nor our face, nor wash our belongings, so that we can catch smallpox and scabies. And when we go to get treatment, we don't find the medicine. So genocide is a mix. It's a lesson. I hope you will never I hope you will not need it.
But also one more thing, because it chokes me. On the subject of genocide, genocide is when everything wears out, and everything stops, little by little, before your eyes. Everything. You're going to repair your shoes, mend your shirt, but you can't find anything to do it with. Genocide is when you can't find short-sleeved t-shirts to wear in the summer. Genocide is when you wear this heavy winter shirt for 10 months, the one you left your home in, where you haven't been able to return to. That's what genocide is, okay? I hope that this will not happen to you, that you won't have to experience for yourself what I am telling you. Genocide is when the human being is exhausted, and the machines are exhausted, and the clothes are exhausted, and the tent is exhausted, and the earth is exhausted, and the walls are exhausted. Genocide is when the world comes to an end.
Genocide is not a war of weapons, but a biological, psychological war. Psychological because the human being remains tired, all day displaced from one area where some people arrive from where others leave. No one knows where to go, and there are orders in all areas of Gaza, and you have to move from north to south. And you're prevented from returning to the north again. And you don't know how to move your belongings from one place to another, because this place can suddenly be evacuated too. And you won't be able to take your things again, or the elderly, or the disabled. And the biological war is when you're infected with all kinds of viruses, even viruses that has disappeared from the face of the earth, like poliovirus and like meningitis, hepatitis, malaria, and can't find treatment. And then the military war. You're bombed, killed, cut up, and every day with a new weapon, to the point that doctors come and say, we have never seen this type of injury before. And they discover that you are the subject of a new experimentation. Thank you for listening. Sorry for being so long. This is the genocide we've been living for the past 10 months.
So next we'd like to welcome Ibrahim, who is reading a poem that he's done himself. So everyone please welcome Ibrahim.
Heartless beyond imagination, Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of all Israeli corporations. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of Palestinian occupations. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of Netanyahu's consideration. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of the news's presentation. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of all Israeli demonstrations. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of the fact that Palestinians have no liberation. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of the destruction of generations. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of often bombing occasions. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of Palestinian criminalization. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of Palestine's obliteration. Heartless beyond imagination, the definition of all Israeli violations. Heartless beyond imagination.
We'd like to welcome our incredible ASUM who will be singing for us this evening.
And we want everyone to join us in singing "We Shall Overcome," which the civil rights activists sang so long ago and still applies today. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe.
And to finish, it's only appropriate that we hear from one of the Palestinians in our own community who we all need to do better by and who we all need to centre in this fight for liberation. So it's an absolute privilege to introduce Nasser.
We gathered here tonight with heavy hearts to honor and remember the innocent lives lost in Palestine and Gaza. We stand together in this moment of collective mourning to recognize the pain and suffering that has shattered countless families and communities. There are not just numbers or statistics. They are mothers, fathers, children, and neighbors, people with dreams and hopes, unjustly taken from this world. The violence that has claimed these lives is a profound tragedy, a wound in the heart of humanity. We call it what it is, a grave injustice. These acts of terror and destruction are not just attacks on the people of Palestine, but on the very principle of justice, dignity, and peace that we all hold dear. As we light our candles tonight, let them serve as symbols of hope, resilience, and a call for justice. Let the flames remind us that in the face of such darkness, we must continue to stand together, to speak out against oppression, and to work tirelessly for a world where every life is valued and where the cycle of violence is broken. We honor the memory of the victims by refusing to be silent, by continuing to demand justice, and by holding onto the hope that one day peace will prevail. Let our voices rise in unison and say, we see you, we remember you, and we will never stop fighting for your right to live in peace. May their souls rest in peace, and may we find the strength to carry their memory forward in our hearts and our actions. As we come to the end of the vigil, I want to thank each one and every one of you for being here tonight. And special thanks to the speakers and community people who arranged this vigil and their hard work they have done behind the scenes. Your presence is a testament to our shared humanity. Your presence is a testament to shared humanity and our collective commitment to justice, peace, and remembrance. We have gathered in the darkness, but as we leave, let us carry the light of these candles with us, not just in our hands, but in our hearts. Let them be a symbol of our ongoing commitment to stand against oppression and to honor the memory of those who have lost their lives. As we go our separate ways, let us remember that our work does not end here. Let us continue to speak out, to educate, to support, and to strive for a world where no more vigils are needed, where peace is not just a dream, but a reality for all. May we leave tonight with renewed strength, with compassion in our heart, and with a deepened resolve to work for our future, where every life is valued and where justice and peace is reign. Thank you for standing together in this moment of solidarity. May we never lose hope. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thank you.
So the 11 minutes will start now. That's 11 minutes. Thank you, everyone, and long live Palestine and long live the Intifada. Thank you.